And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in. Smith is on the mound looking to keep this game tied, but these fans are hoping to celebrate a walk-off victory. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control, 0-2.
Can't say he's tickling around the zone. Those last two pitches were pretty much grooved right down the middle, but it didn't bite him.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first two men he faces out of the bullpen.
Well, there's the great equalizer, the changeup, El Cambio. Listen, if you can keep that pitch in your back pocket and pull it out when you need it like he did right there, usually hitters, they don't stand a chance.
Here's Justin Upton now. Fouled off. Smith is a guy that certainly fits the profile as a power fastball pitcher, but I think what makes him really most impressive is the command he displays while keeping the velocity as high as it is. Upton in a hole, 0-2 the count to him.
Hey, from an offensive standpoint, you better get it ready. This guy is not throwing a ton of pitches. He's confident in his stuff. He is pounding the zone. He's got 2 quick outs. You better pull the trigger.
Ripped down the line, but this will wind up foul. Still 0-2.
When you have 2 strikes on you as a hitter, if you get something that...
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. Angels go down 1-2-3. This game's all tied at 4. Jim Johnson takes the mound as he'll be the first man to pitch here in extra innings.
Jim Johnson.
Here's the catcher, Salvador Perez, struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0-for-4 ball game right here. A bouncer to the left side, taken in by Simmons. Throw to first gets him. 1 out here to lead off the 10th.
Good pitch right there to run the two-seamer in on his hands and bunch him up. And an easy ground ball as the result.
Here now is Cheslor Cuthbert. And he'll promptly send it in the air out to center field. Trout is there. 2 gone.
The left fielder, number 4, Alex Gordon.
Here's the left fielder, Alex Gordon. His lifetime numbers against Jim Johnson. He's hitless in 3 at-bats. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Oh, and this just jumps off the bat here as this is to deep straightaway right field, and you can pretty much forget about this one. That is a long home run. A solo shot here to straightaway right field, and it's now a 1-run ball game.
Man, he threw a two-seamer hoping to get some movement, but that thing did nothing to fool him, and he squared it up perfectly. Pretty swing of the bat there.
Here's Alcides Escobar, the shortstop. He swings and sends it in the air to right center field, and that's in there. Base hit.
Boy, so frustrating as a pitcher. You make a quality pitch on the inside half of the plate right there. You try to bust him in, D-Row, and he fights it off the other way.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the pitcher right there. He executed his pitch, but nice job by the offensive player fighting. It doesn't matter what it looks like. A knock's a knock.
Standing in now, Billy Burns. He swings and sends a bullet to right field. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. Escobar rounds third and is digging for the plate. He will score as they extend their lead to 2.
Dan, that's a huge insurance run right there. Has to feel good as a hitter right there to not only get a ribby knock, but to give your team a little bit of breathing.
It does, and to make sure pitcher go out there with a little bit more free and easy frame of mind instead of going in a one-run game where every pitch is so important. You're one pitch away from a solo tying the game up. That's not the case now.
With Merrifield next to hit. Into center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. And the runner at third will put the brakes on here as they didn't want to chance it even with 2 outs.
Hey, sometimes you need a little bit of luck, too, as a pitcher. This ball absolutely scorched. Actually hit so hard that it wasn't able to drive a run in.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I know that ball was hit on the line. Surprised the third base coach held him with 2 outs.
In now is John Jay. Swinging a soft liner, and this will be taken down no problem for the final out of the inning. So it's 2 runs on 4 base hits. No errors and a couple of men left on. So now we'll see if these guys can get even in the bottom of inning number 10. KC leads this one 6-4. Striding in once again, Zach Kozar. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Now time is called, and this might be to buy a little time for that reliever to get loose. Kelvin Herrera takes the ball, looking to make sure this game goes no further. Save situation here in inning number 10. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Swing and a miss way behind the big fastball.
Well, these hitters can expect to see a heavy dose of that big fastball from this reliever. It's a major part of his arsenal.
High and deep down the left field line. And this will wind up a foul ball. The 0-2 once more. Swing and a little tapper, but it gets fouled. Now another 0-2. He struck him out. The 3rd time he's fanned in the game.
Well, we'll see a lot of these power arms coming out of the bullpen in these days, but it doesn't make it any less impressive to me. I love watching guys come in and blow smoke right by guys.
Here's Luis Valbuena now, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. 3 for 4 so far, and seeing it well in this ball game. The 0-1. Very weakly on the ground. Foul ball, strike 2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
Digging in once again, Albert Pujols. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. One strike to Pujols. Hit high in the air down the right field line. Burns on the run. Makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
Hey, it took them an extra frame to do it, but hey, they're not going to complain as they lock up a nice road victory here in 10 innings.
A 6-4 finish in tonight's affair. Smith gets the win in relief, his 2nd of the year. Kelvin Herrera closes the door for the save, his 17th on the year. So that's a wrap for us here tonight. For my partners in the booth, Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. And for more, click over to theshownation.com.
The first-year player draft is only a day away. Welcome to Inside the Show. Starting in the American League Central, the Kansas City Royals got 11 hits overall as they pulled off the win against the Angels in Orange County, 10-4. The Milwaukee Brewers launched 3 home runs as they beat the Tribe in Cleveland, 5-4. That now makes 8 straight wins for the team. The Chi Sox combined for 10 hits as a team as they defeated the Twins in the Twin Cities, 4-0. Chris Sale pitched his way to his 100th career victory as the Red Sox took care of the Tigers 2-1. He is among the AL leaders in wins. The Yankees catcher, number 24, had an outstanding day, driving in 5 on 3 hits, helping the Pinstripes pass the Blue Jays 13-4. The Oakland Athletics knocked out 10 hits as a team as they stole a win in extra innings over the Rangers 4-2. D. Gordon had 3 hits in the contest as the Mariners downed Houston 6-1. He is in the top 5 in the American League in stolen bases. The Nats put together 10 total hits as they beat the visiting Rays 9-3. The win was their 6th straight as a team. Trey Mancini launched 2 home runs and added 5 RBIs to his total, helping lead the Orioles to the win over the Mets 15-2. The Philadelphia Phillies smacked 15 team hits as they bested the Cubbies at Wrigley Field.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. The Kansas City Royals are looking to wrap this thing up, but with a one-run lead and the middle of the order due up, this thing is by no means over. And I believe your tying run's going to be in scoring position right away as this is down for extra bases. And he will get there. He's in at third as the tying run with a leadoff triple.
I think most guys are probably content with a double in that situation. Leading off the inning and representing the tying run, but he was thinking 3 bags all the way. Now all they need is some good situational hitting to drive him home.
That'll bring up the power hitter, Matt Olson, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Herrera has been enjoying a great season, and fans have noticed he's currently leading all closers in All-Star votes.
Yeah, Matty, not surprised this guy is on the top of the All-Star game, Boney, but you have to take a step back. This is being voted on by the fans, so I can't imagine how he feels to be voted in by his fans to start in the All-Star game right now. Hey, I don't mind you throwing a fastball in this situation, but I think, if we're being honest with ourselves, that one caught a little bit too much of the plate.
Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first down.
Looked to me like he had the right idea with the swing on that pitch, and he just didn't get the bat through the zone in time. The pitch was away. He let it get deep, maybe trying to take it the other way, but it got too deep and was by him by the time his barrel could get in the correct position.
Here's Matt Joyce now. As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. And he's got a chance to tie things up here as the equalizer sits just 90 feet away. 0-1 pitch on its way. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground. But this will be a foul ball as he's behind 0-2 now. Looking for the K. Here's the pitch. And he struck him out. And wouldn't this be something if he could work out of this with that one-run lead still in check?
Flat out locked him up with the changeup right there. Usually you're trying for a swing and miss when you throw that pitch in a 2-strike count, but clearly he wasn't looking for it, so it's a backwards K for him.
And that brings up Chad Pinder. Although there are a couple of bases open, and we'll see if they think about working around him. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Now a swing, and he just fouls this one away. Good pitch as this is swung on and missed, and now they're down to perhaps their final strike of the evening. Last strike now for Oakland. And he fouls this one off. Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. And he struck him out, and the ball game is over as they get the possible tying run over to third, but can't get him across.
4 wins in a row for these guys, and I'm sure they're feeling pretty good about themselves. We'll see how long they can keep this up.
3-2 the finish in tonight's game. Kansas City came through when it mattered in the 9th on the way to the win. Kyle Loesch wins his 4th game out of the bullpen this year. And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Mike Moustakas has not registered a base hit to this point, and in case you're not aware, that means his 18-game hitting streak could be in jeopardy if he can't come through. Out in front as this is pulled foul into the seats. Burns at second. Merrifield on at first with 2 down. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
Might have been cheating for another fastball, trying to get the head to that one early. Pitcher pulled the string with a nasty breaking ball and had him a little bit out in front.
Casilla pauses. Here it is on 0-2. Sent on the ground out to second. Barreto fields cleanly. On to first, and the Royals can't cash in as the...
On paper, this had the makings of a real hard-fought game, but paper and reality, those are two different things.
We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. Danny Duffy is back on the mound to start the 8th. He's been dealing to this point as he tries to keep this shutout effort going. And that's out number 1. Very brisk pace to the ballgame thus far. 2-0 our score as you get a look there at the line score to this point in the contest. Ready for another shot now, Marcus Semien. And as he bats, he represents the potential tying run. From the stretch. Way in front of that fastball. Set to deliver the 0-1. Swing and a little tapper. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Fouled away. The next 0-2. Seared baseline, but a foul ball, and the count holds at 0-2. Hit to short. Escobar has it. Throw on to first to be in time, but meanwhile the lead shrinks to 1 here on the RBI ground ball.
A simple ground ball to the infield, but the run does come home from third, and they cut their deficit to only 1 run.
Now here comes Kansas City manager Ned Yost making that slow walk to the mound, and he's going to motion for the bullpen as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So a good job all in all this afternoon, and as it stands, he can only win this one as he departs with a 1-run lead. Brandon Maurer is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th. Ready for another chance? Matt Chapman. It's been an 0-for-2 effort for him to this point. Third baseman hugging the line here. Now the first pitch. Popped him up. Perez is under it. And that'll put an end to the inning as he brings it down on the warning track. So it's 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. 9th inning coming up. Emilio Pagan enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Here's the first pitch to him. And solid contact there as this ball is belted high in the air out to left. Gone to lead off the inning. It's a solo shot for Jorge Soler. 6th home run on the season for him, and it's given the Royals a 3-1 lead.
The bullpen is going to have to take care of business in the bottom half of this inning. But they're going to be able to throw a lot freer that they've got that extra run to play with. Insurance runs are always huge.
Now batting.
And that'll bring up the Brazilian-born Paulo Orlando. Liner towards second. On to first, so a good bounce-back pitch there as he gets the ground ball for the first out.
Oh, man, you can't hit a ball any harder than that. I mean, this ball gets on him in a heartbeat. Nice job to stay with it, though, and then make the out at first.
Ready once again, Alex Gordon. 1 run in and 1 gone so far this inning. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Swing and a liner. A dive, and oh, he can't hang on. And they're able to get the ball in quickly, so he'll be held to a single with 1 away.
The batter, number 2.
Ambush tactics right there, but he didn't try and do too much. He stayed in there and just drove it back up the middle.
Into the box, Alcides Escobar. Weak chopper up the line. That rolls foul for strike 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Line drive to center field. And that'll get down for a base hit.
Even though that pitcher was able to execute in off the plate, batter was able to keep his hands inside that baseball and drive it up the middle.
Stepping in now, Whit Merrifield. Tapper up the line. It's foul, strike 1. It was a walk in his last trip. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Howell's under it. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
Now batting. Right fielder, John Jay.
Digging in to try it again. John Jay struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0 for 4 ball game right here. Here comes the first pitch. Grounded to the right. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Royals settle for just the 1. Bottom part of the order, 7. Leading off the inning, Chad Pinder, and they'll need him to get something going here. Now time is called here as we'll get a trip to the mound. Kelvin Herrera comes out of the bullpen to shut things down here in the 9th.
Number 4, Kelvin Herrera.
He's set. Here it comes. Fastball that he's way out in front of. A swing and a miss.
Well, these hitters can expect to see a heavy dose of that big fastball from this reliever. It's a major part of his arsenal.
The 0-2 home. Swung on and missed. Really fooled him that time for the first out.
Pretty textbook pitching right there. Jump ahead in the count 0-2 and then start working outside the zone. Easier said than done, but that's the way to do it.
In now, Josh Fegley. And it's fouled away. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. But a big pass at a slider that gets past him. One out, nobody on. Hit down the third baseline, but this will be a foul ball, and it's still 0-2. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first two men he faces out of the bullpen.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
Standing in now, Jake Smolinski. Grounder down the line at third. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Swing and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon.
You go down 0-2 to a guy with this type of arsenal, man, you got to step out of the box, clear your head, and just fight.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Last strike now for Oakland. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Anytime you can win a game, let alone on the road, you have to feel really good about yourself. It's not easy going into that other team's ballpark and coming out with a win, but they did just that.
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. The Kansas City Royals are batting here in the bottom of the inning, looking to send these fans home happy with a walk-off win. First pitch coming. Here it is. 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1. Hit hard on the ground to the right. Odor has it. And that's the first out.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Jorge.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Jorge Soler. He flew out in his last at-bat. He's set, and the pitch. To third. Robinson is up with it, and there are 2 away now.
The left fielder, number 4, Alex Gordon.
Here's the left fielder, Alex Gordon. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Skied into very shallow right. Mazara's under it. And no problem with that one as we are headed for extra innings. Down in order. Our score holds at 5 apiece.
Leading off for the Rangers.
So next to the plate for Texas, Ryan Rua. He'll be the one to lead it off here in the top of inning number 10. No balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, and he's in trouble now. 0-2. A pause and the 0-2, and a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just starts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
Into the box now, number 15, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. Struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0-for-4 ball game right here. Swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Don't kid yourself. He's well aware that he has the hat trick right now. And after that swinging strike, he's looking at the golden sombrero.
Here's the 0-2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Fouled off. And he'll strike out here yet again, as it's been a ball game to forget thus far. 4 strikeouts.
Wow, he's just a lost cause in this one. That's the 4th time he struck out in this game alone, and that's not something you'll forget very quickly. That's about as bad of a day as you can have.
Shin-Soo Choo at the plate now, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. Past meetings with Kelvin Herrera, he's 2 for 4. And he fouls this one off.
I know it's a guessing game, but usually when you flip that coin, it better come up fastball at this level. You cannot be late right there. That was right in the wheelhouse.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he strikes him out here for out number 3. So after a scoreless top half, they'll have a chance to win it here in the bottom half. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Chris Martin comes on to start the home 10th, and he's just hoping to get this one into the 11th inning. So next to the plate for the Royals, Alcides Escobar. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat. And this will ricochet off of him on the mound. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
I know he didn't smoke that one from the offensive standpoint, but you know what? A knock's a knock, especially to lead off an inning, game tied, and it's getting late. That could prove to be pivotal.
Digging in and looking for more, Drew Butera. The winning run is at first base. Here's the first pitch. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Rua giving chase. He's got it one away.
Center fielder number 14, Billy Burns.
Digging in now for Kansas City, Billy Burns. He's got a chance to end this one and send these fans home happy if he can get a ball deep enough into the gap. He pulls this one into right, and he might have done it. Can they score that runner from first? Escobar is digging for home. And they're going to walk off as winners. They've taken it here in extra innings.
Endings just don't get much better than this. Great job at the plate putting the ball in play, and then the runner at first does the rest. Stop at third? No way. Rounded third, flew home, and scored the game winner. My heart is still in my throat.
Several good offensive performances in this one, but none better than the one turned in by the guy you see right there. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, he was a big...
And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Kyle Loesch is on the mound looking to keep this game tied, but these fans are hoping to celebrate a walk-off victory. First delivery to him on the way. Leaves a slider right over the middle.
To me, getting ahead 0-1, it's the most important pitch in the game, Matty. It puts the hitter on the defensive. I can only think of myself being in the batter's box. When I'm sitting 1-0, I am all over the gas, or I am allowed the opportunity to sit on something without fearing going 1-1. When you're down 0-1, your head's on a swivel.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hit on the ground out to short. There is Escobar. Throw won't be in time as he reaches it first.
So frustrating, Dero. You make a good pitch and you get these guys that can run around and they're fast. You think you have an out, and all of a sudden it turns into an infield single.
Yeah, this is definitely part of his game, the ground attack, Dan. He's a speedster. He's going to get a ton of infield singles, and he knows how frustrated that pitcher is.
High in the air down the right field line. On the move is Jay. He makes the catch, and we are headed to extra inning. Hector Rondon takes the mound as he'll be the first man to pitch here in extra innings.
Hector Rondon.
So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Whit Merrifield. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Comes right after him with a fastball for a strike. Rondon is at least partially known for his big power slider. A lot of break on that pitch, but what makes it unique is how hard he's able to throw it. But this will be pulled in out there in left center. Well hit, but a rough out, number 1.
I know they say sometimes that these things even out, but that was a bullet line drive that gets caught. He would have represented the go-ahead run.
In now is John Jay. He offers at it and hits it in the air to left. Marisnick is under it. 2 gone. Ready for another chance? Mike Moustakas. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Not fooled there as this ball's hammered out to deep right field. And that one is gone! A solo shot here to straightaway right field as they take the lead 4-3. We're watching an impressive power display today. With that one, these two teams have now hit a combined 5 homers in this game.
Matty V, this is turning into home run derby part 2. Dero, 5 bombs already in this one.
Yeah, there's a fight at the bat rack for both teams right here. A lot of mislocations right out over the heart of the plate, and neither side is missing.
Right side and right into the shift. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as the side is retired. So they pick up a run on the solo home run as that'll give them the lead. So now we'll see if these guys can get even in the bottom of inning number 10. The Royals lead it 4-3. Ready for another shot now. Yuli Gurriel. He was retired after popping out in his last at-bat. Now time is called, and this could very well be to buy a few more pitches for those relievers. Brad Keller takes the ball, looking to make sure this game goes no further. Save situation here in inning number 10. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Fastball that he's way out in front of. A swing and a miss. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Very weakly on the ground. That winds up foul. That rolls foul, so a good job to fight it off and stay alive. The 0-2 once more. Hits this one hard the other way. Merrifield scoops it up, and he will whip this one over to first in time for the out.
Center fielder number 4, George Springer.
Striding in for Houston, George Springer. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. And he looks at a changeup in there, 1-1.
Great spot with that pitch down and away. He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep hitting that spot.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2. The 1-2. Misses, ball 2. Grounded back up the middle, and that'll find its way into center field for a 1-out hit.
The designated hitter, number 9, Marwin Gonzalez.
Here's Marwin Gonzalez now. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. Kelvin Herrera enters the game here an inning later than usual as he'll try to close this one out in the 10th. First delivery to him on the way. And that one right down Main Street. Herrera, a native of the Dominican Republic. This is the final year of his current deal, so he'll be a free agent at season's end.
Hey, this guy has been an absolute solid player his entire big league career, and I expect him to have a ton of suitors come this offseason.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Tapper up the line. That goes foul, so he stays alive with 2 strikes. Another 0-2 home. Line toward the alley in left center. Orlando will have plenty of room as he makes the catch, and there's a big out number 2.
Up next for the Astros, Patrick Evan Gattis.
Evan Gattis now standing in. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. First pitch of the at-bat. And that one just missed outside. Springer leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Now a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1. Called strike, and he's behind 1-2.
He's looking pretty passive here, hitting with a chance to drive in a run. Gonna have to make something happen with 2 strikes now.
Last strike now for Houston. And he struck him out for out number 3. So that'll wrap things up here as they leave the possible tying run stranded at first.
Hey, it took them an extra frame to do it, but hey, they're not going to complain as they lock up a nice road victory here in 10 innings.
And it's a 4-3 finish in this evening's ball game. Kyle Loesch gets the win in relief, his 6th of the season. And good evening to those of you just joining us on the show. You've chosen to tune in at a great time. Josh Tomlin still on the mound to start this 9th inning. He's got a shutout working to this point, so we'll see if he can finish this thing off. The windup and the 0-1. Grounded to third. Throw on to first in time, 1 away. In now is Lorenzo Cain. 4th trip to the plate for him, and he's at risk of ending that nice hitting streak that he's put together.
Yeah, chances are it's on his mind, Matt, but you just have to let that get out of the way as best you can. You have to approach this at bat just like any other. Otherwise, you're just getting in your own way.
First pitch on its way. A breaking ball taken at the knees for strike 1. His history with Josh Tomlin, he has 9 base hits in 36 at-bats. Bases are empty, 1 man out. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
This guy's pitching really well in this one so far. You could just see he's awful confident attacking the strike zone, and when he comes off the mound at the end of the inning, looks like he stepped in a big old bucket of sassy.
And there's strike 2 as the fastball's fouled off to the right. 0-2. And that is swung on and missed, and things are starting to look bleak here for the home 9. There are 2 away now. Digging in, the switch hitter, Jonathan Villar. He's their last shot here with 2 away in the ninth as they look to avoid the shutout.
Yeah, Matt, they just haven't had any answer for the great pitching so far in this one.
Oh, and he can't pick it up cleanly. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
Hey, this game is close right here, but I'll take you inside the mindset even if it was a blowout. I know the team's down to their final out, but you'll be hard-pressed to find an offensive player. Give away an AB. Nice infield single right there to keep the line moving.
And he'll just beat the throw to second. He's in there. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Eric Thames. And these guys are making a little push here. You have to like the effort despite the odds.
Yeah, you really do, Matt. Look, they still have a significant hill to climb, but hey, they string a couple of hits together here, and all of a sudden this thing feels doable.
The Brewers down to their final strike. And he gets strike 3 called to end it here, and with that, this one is over.
Yeah, and we knew he was in a groove from the first inning, and he just kept this thing rolling and rolling and rolling. They couldn't get anything going against him. A dominant performance.